My mum used to sing to me all the time. She never stopped. She loved the harmonies. She loved the lyrics. She loved the genius of it. And she herself sang so beautifully. She complimented them so well that it grew a love inside of me for lyrics and harmonies as well. Today I'm talking about lyricists, those poets who write your favorite songs. I'm going to tell you about some of my mom's favorite bands, but I'm also going to tell you about some of mine. And I'm going to start there first. I'm going to start with Aesop Rock. Aesop Rock released a track called Daylight, and then he released a track called Nightlight. And Daylight and Nightlight are kind of juxtapositions of each other. If you listen to Daylight, by the way, all of the links to these songs are going to be in the description of this video. If you listen to Daylight first, you get this kind of like optimistic spin on things might not be going very well, but it's going to be okay, you know, like following my dreams. And then you listen to Nightlight, and it's that antithesis of that feeling of optimism and of that feeling of progress, that desperate, crushing, miserable place of stagnancy. It reminds me of one of my favorite mental health exercises where you make a statement about yourself and then you open your mind to the possibility that the opposite of that statement might be true, and then you find the actual truth between those two extremes. It's a very interesting exercise, and I really, really do like that. I also like his storytelling abilities, like in No Regrets, where he's telling us about Lucy and all she ever wanted to do was draw. Go and listen to that song. It's just too good. Aesop Rock can put you right there, right in the middle of that scene. You can see Lucy drawing. You can see these phases of her life like you are a fly on the wall. It is really remarkable. I also want to talk about some rock music like Kurt Cobain. His song Pennyroyal Tea, yeah? I find that to be an incredibly beautifully written piece of music, first of all. The lyrics on top of that is something that's like damning and like mystifyingly uplifting in the same sort of breath. I'm not sure how he did it, but I tell you, there's a more modern artist called Matt Skiba, who reminds me a lot of Kurt Cobain. Matt Skiba, his songs You Didn't Feel a Thing and Good Fucking Bye, I think are marvelous. Really, really marvelous. Poetic, but more ethereal. A bit more ethereal than Kurt Cobain. Kurt was more gritty and real, and, you know, Matt Skiba is more the sort of dissociative fugue that comes from trauma. Really amazing artists doing similar things in completely different ways. Then I am going to talk about my mum and her absolute love for Chris Christopherson. Chris Christopherson, country singer, absolute poet. I'd say first and foremost a poet, even though no one else would agree with that because of the power of the lyrics. You know, in so few words, he can come up with incredibly captivating and immersive imagery. He can put you right in the middle of his personal struggles. He can put you right in the middle of a parable. He can show you life that you have never experienced yourself and take you on that journey with him. I personally love that. I love any artist that can do that. And another artist that does that for me, and I was lucky enough that my mum lived long enough for me to share this artist with her, it was Tony Sly. And mum was also blown away by Tony Sly's lyricism, the beauty of the chosen words and the subtlety and the restraint. It is restraint that Tony has and shares with Christopherson, where it's the beauty, the pain, the memories, the feelings, the love of every situation that they cover, all conveyed in this heartbreaking, vulnerable space. It's quite magical, honestly, quite magical. And you get other people that can hit home with lyrics doing something completely different to that as well. Broken Toy. That song, when I first heard it, floored me, because that's exactly how I think, how I feel, how it is in my head. And it was weird to hear how I'm experiencing things told back to me better than I could tell it, especially from a band, you know, like utterly incredible. And other songs that hit you really hard and just say what they mean and scream out from that absolutely torn out place is a song called Kid Bruises by Grewelwood. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But this song absolutely shreds, absolutely like skin and bones torn out. This song is just meat. It is absolutely incredible. And you feel, I feel, this incredible deep connection with that particular set of experiences, and those feelings, complicated as they are, when a musician, when an artist, when a lyricist puts those types of experiences forward, they are healing, they're restorative. Sometimes they're not so restorative for the artist themselves, but they're very restorative for the audience. And for me personally, I can't imagine that Kid Bruises was easy to write. And I'm just so glad that it was, for me and for my personal tastes, you know. Problem Patterns as well. Who Do We Not Save is an amazing song. Problem Patterns has diverse writing styles across different songs. My favorite is Who Do We Not Save. It's also the first that I've heard from Problem Patterns, and they are raucous in the best sense. Absolutely love the way that they knit together this imagery and also convey an urgency and a reminder that we really do, as the opening lines say, check on your friends. You know, we really do need to check on our friends. So make sure you do that. Check on your friends. Check that they're okay. Check that they need, you know, if they need to talk, you're there for them. Do that. Going back to the storytelling aspect, you also get these sort of these journey albums, these sort of legacy albums, these albums that take you on like an epic journey. Deltron, the album 3030 by Deltron, it's incredibly imaginative dreamscape of an intergalactic rap battler in a future, far, far in the future, where conflicts with guns and that aren't a thing anymore, and instead people settle their battles through rap. It's a really good ride. It's imaginative, it's thoughtful, it flows, it's got a storyline, it's got environmental factors as well, like you can hear ads from the future, things like that. Like, it's a really sick, well put together, beautifully produced album. And I find, even though it might not be intended to be one of these journey albums, that in the correct state of mind, Black Magic, the album by Swollen Members, is really, really amazing as well. My personal favorite on that album is Prisoner of Doom. very much hit me very hard when I was younger. My taste in hip hop has been influenced by Sean Lee, Mr. Hanky, BMX icon in South Africa, also Thailand, Bangkok. He's an incredible person all around, incredible business person, incredible drone operator, incredible photographer, incredible videographer, and an incredible friend, and also someone that notices your preferences and adjusts their recommendations accordingly. And Swollen members came from Sean, Vinny Paz, Jedi Mind Tricks, Nappy Roots. All of these cool things came from them, and also my friend Eddie, who I met through Sean and the BMX scene. We spent many a ride in the back of Sean's pickup listening to Swollen Members or Deltron. So shout out to Sean and to Eddie. I really do love that music, that kind of like journeyman storytelling, immersive feeling that kind of music gives. It's really dynamic and it's really Moorish for me. I also want to just go back to talking about Tony Sly, because Tony Sly could tell you an album's worth of stories in a song. Toaster in a Bathtub, Chasing Rainbows. These are songs that are just powerful, but subtle, agony-inducing, agony-honoring, but also hopeful, but also purposeful. I think that a lot of the time lyricists end up giving me hope, end up giving me more stuff to look forward to, a better mindset than I had before. And that might just be how I go about defining who my favorite lyricists are. So I'm about to release an album with the help of Kenneth Arrow. You should go and listen to his stuff. I'll link him in the description, show notes as well. And that album, if I'm honest, I think the biggest influence on that album is 2 Cups of Tea, which is a really good song by Star Fucking Hipsters. Really good song, really powerful, driving, aggressive, restorative, therapeutic. That's the kind of music that I want to make for this first album at the very least. I want to make something that could help someone, could restore someone, that could be something that someone relates to. That song's a lot like my writing style in general. I think we all find our way through others. And the really good lyricists, the best lyricists, they're the people that understand the meaning and the value of life and loss and pain and joy and celebration and grief. They're the people who aren't afraid to feel as deeply as they can. They're people who don't shy away from life. And I think that is remarkable. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this. Go and listen to all that good music now. Go away, go and listen to that music. Actually, what I'll do is I'll make a playlist. I'll put all these songs in that playlist in order of mentioning. And have a listen. Enjoy it. Yes. Leave me a message on SpeakPipe as well. Also, link in the description there. Or leave me a comment here on YouTube. You're always welcome to chime in. I will be featuring your thoughts and feelings from previous episodes. Here are some comments from you lot. So, BMX Direct ZA, that's Sean. On the first episode, he commented, Taylor Swift in my bones, but only when I have to go to the mall. I was saying in that episode that I'm not an avid listener of Taylor Swift, but I've heard so much of it just ambiently that it must have been an influence in my life at some point. And Amber Fawkes, that's my wife, by the way. Inspiration is absolutely everywhere. And that's how the really good stuff gets made. You build up your passion by what you're surrounded by, who or what you connect with, and what you experience. And if you're aware enough, talented enough, and dedicated enough to create from that, then the magic really happens. I married a wise woman. Yeah. So that's that about dresses it for that. I want you all to take from this that anyone can be an amazing lyricist. All you've got to do is dig really deep and find that place within yourself of honesty and go with it. Experience, emotion, feelings, love, pain, doubt, all of it. Use it. Why the hell are you experiencing these things if you can't use them for your own good, right? I am gonna go now.